All right, we got the camera rolling. Got the camera rolling. See how this goes. I do everything I just put it on record and go with it. So a friend of mine the other day, as you can see the river back there in the background, getting down pretty low, 3 feet. Might be just a little over 3 feet right now, so that's good. Anyhow, a friend of mine the other day, he was watching one of my videos, and I just do that for my own self, document my place and what I've done and stuff. But he said, I watched one of those. He said, you ought to tell the people about your, I guess carnivore diet. I guess that's what you call it. I just call it the diet that works for me, but so hopefully, he said that you could talk about it and might help somebody else get a little better, you know. So I guess we'll start with my probably about a year ago, or maybe, well, it's probably been a couple of years ago now. Time goes by so quick. I think I was eating whatever I wanted, like an idiot, of course. And I think my A1C was up in the 8s, close to 9. And so anyhow, doctor said, oh, you've got to go on some medications. He wanted to put me on fast-acting insulin, slow-acting insulin. He had a whole slew of stuff there, and he's trying to help. That's how he was taught, right? You know. So whatever on that, nothing against him. And so I tried that stuff for a while, and the only thing I noticed that was okay to actually try, I didn't have side effects or just stress you out, was I thought the slow-acting insulin, I didn't mind it too bad. I thought that it helped. You know, that stuff, I think they say lasts about 24 hours in your system maybe, but that may not be true. I've read that. I'm sure it lasts at least 12 though, from what I've seen. So anyhow, the fast-acting insulin, now there's people that have to have it, I'm sure. I mean, for whatever reason, there's people that have to have it. So that's fine. Nothing against that. But I tried the fast-acting insulin, and let me tell you, for me, that's bad stuff. And the reason it's bad for me is because you can't get it right. You know, it'll drop your sugar level low. You'll get what they call a low. So then when you get the lows, you end up eating enough food to last you for a whole day in just one sitting. So that's bad. You just can't regulate that fast-acting insulin. But I do say the slow works well. But anyhow, I think I was sweating there. But anyhow, so anyhow, I think when I originally started out, my highest weight was 260 something, 264, I think. And I've always been big for the most part, except when I was in school. And I was big in school sometimes. But anyhow, 264, yeah. And so anyhow, lost my train of thought, but now I told the doctor I was gonna change my way I was eating, because I'd been watching some videos and heard some things. I said, I'm gonna go on no carbs and no sugar. And he actually said, well, I don't think that's a good idea. He said, you need a variety. You need fruits and vegetables and some carbs, you know. He said, you wouldn't want to eat cakes, you know. But for the most part, he was fairly against it. He was against me doing better on my diet, you know, less sugar. And I said, well, I'm not sure yet. So when I left his office, I done made up my mind that I was going to try something different. And I've failed a few times along the way. I may have lost my way for 2 or 3 days in a row, but for the most part, I go 2, 3, 4 weeks and do what I would say is a significant improvement. So basically, now the only thing I'm doing is I do sometimes still take slow-acting insulin because I haven't lost enough weight yet but I can see a big difference. I wore one of those sugar checkers on my arm for a while, and it was showing my average insulin was 5.9, and I haven't wore it for a while. I just didn't want to wear it. I may wear it another month here later on, but for now I don't really want to wear it. But so anyhow, what can you do? Well, this is what I do. The first thing is this: if you've got food around you that is bad, cakes, Little Debbie's, regular pop, whatever, sweet tea, let me tell you something. If it's where you live, inside your house, you're going to eat it. You may stop for a few days, but at some point it's going to get you. You know why? You're going to stress out. Something's going to happen, your job, whatever it's going to be, family. You're going to have some bad times. You're going to have some, who knows what, maybe hormonal imbalance, which affects men. They probably don't realize it, but it does. But women seem to be much worse. And that throws you off, stresses you out, your mind's all messed up, whatever. We're just typical humans. It's just part of being alive. But anyhow, like I said, hey, if you buy it and you take it home, or if your significant other does it, whatever, or it's Thanksgiving or birthday parties, oh, we're bored, let's go out and eat. If you don't have a lot of control, you're out of luck. You're going to blow it. So the best thing you can do is, well, first of all, you just do the best you can, when you can. That's the main thing. Now, that's the reason I'm kind of documenting this today, is I'm kind of going to, my buddy said I ought to do this, right? I told you that. But I thought this would be really good for me. This way I can kind of, it'll keep me reminded to stay on track. So I'm doing it for a couple of reasons, right? But so before the video gets too long, I lose your interest. I basically eat chicken, tuna, no sugar added peanut butter, because I like peanut butter, but I don't get any sugar added. It's just natural peanut butter. I know it's bland tasting, but you get used to it, you know. I eat hamburgers, but basically light meats for the most part, but I eat some beef. Like I said, chicken, tuna. I'll eat sardines, you know. Fish, not breaded though. Let me tell you, that breading on anything is no good. Those carbs will spike your sugar right like that. No potatoes or anything. Now, I do know that you can cook potatoes, put them in a refrigerator overnight, and it changes molecular structure or something about it. And I've tried it. I took my sugar and I've tried it. Let them cool overnight, eat some the next day, and I'll have you know, the sugar doesn't raise hardly any. Don't get me wrong, it raises some, but very minimal. So anyhow, just eat like that. The main thing I would say is don't eat any breads. I don't care The only bread I've found that you can eat and not cause a problem is it's like a 1-carb bread, and they make it out of different things, but I eat the sourdough. I think it's 1 carb or 2 carbs a slice, and you can eat that and it's okay. It doesn't bother you too bad. But let me tell you, if it's got sugar in it, you got to quit. That's all I can tell you. The sugar is poisoning you. I know sugar's in just about everything, but there's a reason for that, because sugar is addictive. I know. It took me, I'll bet you it took me 2 or 3 weeks before I could tell I was starting to come off of my body being used to sugar. And after 2 or 3 weeks, I could start to tell that my body was changing. I could feel the change. It was starting to live more on the chicken and beef or whatever, and wasn't craving the sugars anymore. I think sugar creates a craving for more sugar. And you know, you can get into it, watch YouTube videos, makes your brain happy, you know. And that's true, it does, you know. Comfort food, they call it. Anyhow, so if anybody wants to just go on doing this, and listen, hey, the good thing is, you don't have to be hungry. I mean, I could eat just a little piece of chicken for breakfast now and be fine, but before, I would get hungry throughout the day, and what I'd do is, if I was really hungry, I may eat 2 or 3 pieces of chicken, you know, nothing on it, you know. I don't really put nothing on it. I have been using ketchup that has diet ketchup. Heinz, or one of them, makes a ketchup that's sugar-free, and it's not, you know, there's a difference, but you get used to it. But you could eat all you want. If you're eating them low protein stuff, I mean high protein and no carbs and no sugars, you can pour it on. You can eat all you want, to be honest with you. Eat all you want, and you'll see a big difference. It'll take your body a little while to readjust. As of today, I don't weigh very often, but I'm down to 242, and so I've lost, I don't know what, 22 pounds. I don't have the inflammation. There's a big thing. That sugar and them carbs, I'm going to blame them both, but I think the sugar's worse. It seems to, you have more aches and pains on that. You're more inflamed. Your knees hurt more, your joints in general. And I've noticed some other changes too that but I may do a separate video on just what getting rid of sugar, how the body changes, things that's going on with you seem to disappear. So that's very interesting, but I don't want to make this video great, big, and long, so I may do another one on that. So I guess that's really all I can tell you is just get off the sugar. And when you know, a lot of people say, well, you're on that diet, you're going to starve to death. It's not a diet. It's not a diet. The word diet makes people freak out. Oh, I'm on a diet. Oh, I'm starving to death. Oh, I've heard that so many times. It's not a diet. It's just a change of what you eat. But it's not a diet. You don't have to starve yourself. So anyhow, I got a doctor's appointment, and I guess a couple more months. Be interesting to see what he has to say. He's probably he'll say, well, you've lost, which by then I hope to have lost 30. I should have a loss of 30 pounds by then. And as I do, I hope to not even be using any slow-acting insulin. There for a while, I was completely off the slow-acting insulin. But, and my sugar is doing pretty good, but I thought, you know, if I could add just a little bit of that and get it down more, down my sugar down more around the 90 or area, somewhere in there, more constant, then maybe I ought to do that until I get some more weight off. But I was successful at that for quite a while, several weeks actually. But now there is days that I'll check my sugar and it's good, but if I have a day or something when I think it could go down a little and I've got the insulin, I'm going to go ahead and use it a little bit, you know. But hopefully we'll get completely away from that. I might add this in. A lot of people out there probably aren't in very good shape to exercise, and they think they have to exercise. Well, if you can, that's fabulous. And just walk, just go for a walk. Short walk. If you're in your house and you can't get out much, walk around the living room. Just walk, if you can. And that'll get better as time goes, you know. Nothing happens overnight. That's for sure. So, I guess all we can do is just try to do better and hopefully get your health better. And we'll see how it goes, but at least I got my first video on it. And I watch this is kind of funny, I watch my own videos sometimes, so I'll probably watch this video, get an idea for the next one. You know, I was going to talk about the changes in the body with no sugar, and I'll use my own video to encourage myself. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? So, well, anyhow, I'm going to end this video here. Guess that's it, and maybe some people will tune in for another one. Thank you.